I'm rolling on that fucking gas, I'm rolling that fucking dope. Look me in my eyes, all you see is pain. You gon' fucking feel me on this one, man.
Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all my fellow Irishmen, man. Salute. I hope you guys are, having a blessed, safe day. You know what I mean? Don't go overboard. You feel me? Real Talk TV, man. We're back with another one. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Drop your comments, share the video. You know how I go, man. I want to give a big shout out too, man. Everybody got to go check Mr. Weed Man out in Trenton, New Jersey, right across from City Hall, man. 322 East State Street. Got the best buds in Jersey right now. You know what I'm saying? So go check them out. Big shout out to them, man. I got some fire there the other day. So salute to, the whole team. Jersey, man, we doing it. You know what I'm saying? And salute to Mr. Weed Man, brother. Appreciate you. Also, I didn't do too much research on this, but I also noticed that New Jersey has the first black woman to own her own dispensary. I'm gonna do a little more investigation and homework on that video, and I'm gonna present that to you as well, man, because these are big steps we're taking. You know what I'm saying? Not only is weed been legalized in New Jersey, but we have people really stepping up to the plate, you know what I mean, to push the agenda. And on top of that, the first African-American woman to own her own dispensary in New Jersey, that's big, man. Shout out to her. Like I said, we're gonna do a video probably right after this one about that too, man. So shout out to her. What the fuck was we gonna talk about? I forget. See, it's that Mr. Weed Man weed. Yeah, so basically I forgot what I was saying, but it all coincides with everything that I deal with in my life. You understand? I explained to y'all before they even let me out of prison. They put me on some boxing and shit, talking about my drug history, this, that, and the third. And I've been taking that since I came home, right? Don't get me wrong, like I don't get urges to get high, none of that shit no more. But I don't necessarily think that's just from the Suboxone, you know what I'm saying? Because I was away a long time and I wasn't getting high, you know. But I understand like the concept of history and then being let out and being able to do whatever I wanted. So I got on them, you know what I'm saying? And I smoke hella weed. A lot of people don't think that's sobriety, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it is. I can remember the first time I did dope, man. Even after seeing my mother and, growing up in that situation and all the people around me, dealing drugs, selling drugs, being hooked on heroin, you would figure I'd be the last person to fucking get high on heroin. You know what I'm saying? But it turned out to be the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So, I went through my drinking and my smoking weed phase as a kid, this, that, and the third. But I guess I was around like 16. And we was chilling. We was doing coke and shit, hanging out or whatever. And I ran out of coke. So I called my man like, yo, listen, you gotta shoot me out the North so I can go grab some more shit. So he's like, all right, look, bro, bet I'll take you out there, but you gotta split a bag with me. Now, I had never done heroin ever. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it done. I've seen all the horror stories and all the nightmares and all that shit, but I never did it because of that. So my boy is like, yo, bro, I'm not taking you out there unless you, bust a bag with me and shit. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm jonesing and shit. I want to get more coke. I want to keep the party going. You know what I'm saying? There's people back at my house chilling. So like, I'm like, all right, bet, bro. Take me out there. We get the coke. We get the dope. He pull over after we leave the block. He pull over. He bust the bag down. He give me half that shit. So I'm like, sniff it. Man. That was the worst mistake of my life, bro. Because it was a double-edged sword. I mean, at first, like, I just felt this warm, tingly, like, blanket or something wrap around me. And I felt, like, safe. Like, everything just washed away. You understand? But then I started getting sick. I'm sweating. I'm overheating. I'm throwing up. You know what I mean? Because that's that's what happens, usually the first time out with heroin and shit. I don't know about this Fetty, this shit they doing nowadays, is, you know, with pills and all kinds of shit. When I was doing drugs, it was heroin. You know what I'm saying? Big H. You know what I'm saying? Like dog food. So, it was a little different. But like I said, man, when I sniffed that first half of bag, bro, like I went through the you know, the comforting sensation, and then I got sick, and you know, they had to carry me upstairs to my apartment. I literally got into the door of my apartment, made it to my bathroom, and just laid in the tub, and I kicked the water on with my boot. I was in all my clothes and everything, and I just sat there letting the water run on me and shit. It was like the craziest thing in my life, bro, because in between getting sick, there was these feelings of comfort, like, and to make a long story short, like, I don't know, man. It wasn't a pleasant first experience, but it gave my brain and my chemical imbalance a taste of something that obviously made my brain think this is it. You understand? Because after that, you know, I didn't jump right into it head first. You know what I mean? I started sniffing here, sniffing there. You know what I mean? Why, you know, just regular shit. But then, you know, of course, that always turns into more, man. It always turns into more. You know what I'm saying? Like, after my first few weeks of doing it and shit like that, you know, you experience like your first withdrawals and shit when you don't do it. Because it doesn't happen at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get high and, you know, your first time for a couple of days and nothing might happen. You might come off it and be like, yo, that, you know, that shit ain't about nothing or whatever. But after you do it multiple times, you know what I mean, and come off of it multiple times, the withdrawals get worse and worse each time. You know what I'm saying? So into a couple weeks, couple months of doing it or whatever, I had this apartment in Elizabeth. And this dude my mother grew up with, fucking junkie. I whooped his ass a couple times, like, just do the dumb shit he was doing around my house when I was younger. Took my grandfather's car, shit like that. Like, I busted him all up. So it's kind of crazy that he was the first one to introduce me to the needle. I was in my apartment. My mother came over for something with him. I took him down, you know what I'm saying? We got dope or whatever for him, and we came back to the house. So, like, my mother's in the bathroom doing her thing. I'm in the living room with old boy, and I'm watching him do him, right? And I don't know why, but something was like, yo, how you do that? Show me how to do that. So he ties me off. He shoots me up. As he's taking the needle out and I'm unwrapping my arm, my mother comes out the bathroom and her face turns white. White as a ghost. And this is a woman that's seen everything, done everything. But walking in there and seeing her son, her firstborn, with a needle in his arm, knowing the shit, it destroyed her, bro. It destroyed her. And you would think that would have been enough for both of us to be like, yo, that's it. We're not doing this no more. It turned out to be the opposite, though. Me and my mother became running partners. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we did, whatever she did, I was there. Whatever I did, she was there. And everything got broke down the middle. That's how it ended up happening. But it's just sick to think, bro, that after watching my mother, you know, deal with drugs and alcohol, and my father deal with alcoholism and this, that, and the third. He left when I was real young. That's why I don't really speak about him too much. But my mother's the one that I went through the shit with. And to just know that, like, I grew up seeing all this. It's crazy how I fell into it. And then it's crazy how we became running partners. Because I'm telling you, I knew it. I seen it in her face, man. That shit killed her when she walked out and seen that. But it was too late. I was already in the street. I'm already doing, you know what I'm saying, certain things. And she knows she can't stop me. You know what I'm saying? So we just linked up. And, you know, like I said, as I started to, you know, get introduced to my mother's world, and, you know what I'm saying, she's starting to realize the shit I'm doing. Like, it just got deep, man. But the point of the story is, man, it's just like that one time. And this coming from somebody who know, at least I thought I knew, how bad that shit was. Clearly it wasn't bad enough for me to not try it. Because once I tried it, it was a wrap, bro. Like I said, it didn't start off immediately, but fairly quickly, within a few weeks or a few months or whatever the case may be, I was strung out. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriends became tricks. You know what I'm saying? Or dancers or whatever to get that money. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing robberies, I'm hustling, I'm doing this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? But all my girls would either become tricks or dancers to support the habit. I've seen so many good people, man, get caught up in that lifestyle, and it coincides with what's going on today, man. Just because y'all doing fentanyl and pills and perks or whatever the case may be, it's the same shit. At the end of the day, you're putting something in your body that chemically alters your brain and makes you think that everything's all good, when in reality, everything is falling apart around you. You're just so fucking high, you can't realize it. And then when you do realize it, you want to get even higher because you can't see a way out. You know what I'm saying? That's how people get stuck in addiction. You know? It's all good until it's not. And yeah, man, that one time, man, like, it just got worse and worse from there. And recovery is like a hard thing for me to talk about, because like I said, when I went away, I had a lot of time to do. So I did all that time. And then before I get out, they put me on Suboxone because of my drug history. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but I know I haven't really gotten high since I've been home. Couple times because I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the same no more. It's not even heroin no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck you getting in them bags. And I keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, nah, you know what I mean? I don't do this. I never did that. Bro, because even at the times I was a junkie, I was a dangerous junkie. You understand? I didn't give a fuck about nothing. And that just comes from being raised like that, being raised around that shit. You know what I'm saying? I follow behind my mother in the streets. I'm a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? At some point, I should have been like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? But I was raised that way. So it was so normal for me to see that shit going on. Then when it became time for me to be in relationships, that's how I thought they were supposed to go. You supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? I was a fucked up individual, man. And I'm sure there's a handful of girls out there that I hurt real bad. Not to say I forced anybody to do anything, because nobody forced anybody to do anything back then. Everybody was doing it. I remember this one girl that used to be in Elizabeth. I'm sure anybody from Elizabeth that was out there in the mid-2000s, early 2000s, shit getting high, they remember the crazy crackhead girl that used to, she always high, always going 1,000 miles a minute, right? Story goes that the fucking police was after her one night down in the projects over by, God damn, man. Right off North Broad Street. I forget what the name of the projects is. The little projects down there by the firehouse. Damn, I can't remember the name. But long story short, about 20 years ago or some shit like that, the police was chasing her through the projects. She runs up in the projects and tries to fucking slide down the garbage chute in the hallway. You know how most projects got the garbage chute in the hall and shit, sends the garbage down to the incinerator or whatever. She crawls in there high as hell on coke, trying to get away from the police, gets stuck in the fucking chute. And I guess the thing downstairs, like whatever, the blades were turning to chop the garbage, and they cut her fucking legs off, bro. Cut her legs off. I've seen her after that. After that, she was rolling around in a wheelchair. Like, that's how sick these drugs make you, bro. Like, I've seen some of the craziest shit you could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? There used to be this girl, Skates, that used to be tricking out in Elizabeth. She would ride around on roller skates 24 hours a day. Skinny little chick with long black hair, brown hair, some shit. But she was a fiend. Bro, when I tell you it was a fucking circus in Elizabeth back then, late 90s, early 2000s, Newark, all that shit, bro. You gotta check out the HBO special series. I think it was like a day in the life of crime or some shit about the two brothers from Newark, where they basically, you know, it was like one of the first documentaries on drug use and, you know, how they steal, how they support their habit, this, that, and the third. Long story short, by the end of the video, one of them had like 15 years and the other one was like strung out. But I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it just goes to show you, man, like shit. It's crazy. When you get into that lifestyle, you start to do and see things that you never in your life thought you could do. You know what I'm saying? And it never gets better. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I know I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to kick. I just need $20 just to get me through today. Bro, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? When you're ready to stop, you gotta just stop. You gotta be tired of the bullshit. You gotta be tired of being tired of being tired of being locked up, of being sick. You gotta be tired. I don't care how many fucking YouTube videos I make. I don't care how many channels there are that talk about jail, recovery, whatever the case may be. You might listen while I'm talking, but you're probably sitting there with a needle in your arm as I'm talking. And that's going to continue until you decide that you had enough. That's how it was for me. Nobody could tell me shit. I'd be in and out of jail. I was a county baby from the time I was 18 till you know, I went away and did a 10-year bid. It just goes to show, man, like... Bro, nobody could tell me nothing. Not that I had like people coming left and right talking about, yo, we'll help you. But like at the end of the day, if I wanted to go to the psych ward, if I wanted to go to a program or whatever, it was offered. You know what I mean? In courts, in all types of shit. Yo, here, go here, take this, take that. Nah, I'm good. Give me my jail time. That's how fucked up my mind was. Just give me my time, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go back to doing the same shit. Because I didn't see a way out. Because after I was in so deep, you know, like I said, it started off small, you know what I mean? After a couple weeks, couple months, it wasn't like crazy. But once it got crazy and I needed a brick of dope every day just to get through the day, come on, man. I had this one ride or die with me, man. She was dancing. $1,000 a night, easy. 2 bricks. As soon as she get off that stage. And whatever's left, that's what we live off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all that mattered. The streets, the gangs, the drugs. Bro, that's not what you want your life to be about. If your main focus is waking up every day to get high and go hang out on the corner with your boys, bro, your future's gonna be real fucking short. And even if you do get lucky and make it to my age, right? You lose so much from the time you started to the day you decide that's it. Yeah, I'm here, I made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown. But at the end of the day, I'll never be all the way out. And the shit that I gotta live with from the things I've done, that shit's gonna eat me inside until the day I fucking die. And then it'll probably haunt me in the afterlife. There's no free passes in this game. I don't care if you're a hustler, a killer, a gangster, a gang member. It don't matter, man. Every time you pull that trigger, every time you shoot that shit in your arm, every time fucking, you know what I mean, you jump at somebody, that's all negative pain that you're putting out there, boy. And I promise you that shit will come back to you. Might not come when you think, but it's gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? They took 10 years of my life. And that's nothing compared to what a lot of guys are doing. 20, 30, 40 years. Life sentences. You gotta wake up, man, to the reality of this shit and where it's gonna take you. Nobody makes it out. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wins in this game, bro. And even if you win, you still lose. Real Talk TV, man. Your boy Twin, a.k.a. Tunes, a.k.a. my brother's keeper, man. Dropping a little pain for you today. Real shit. Salute.